What is going on, guys? It is the ProdigyCraft here, back with episode 7, round 7 of Formula 1 2024 career mode. Today we are racing in Imola, back to the normal weekend format with practice 1, 2, 3, qualifying and race. No sprint weekend this weekend, which is good news for me, because the sprint weekends are usually quite stressful, with only one practice session and straight into sprint qualifying and then into normal qualifying after the sprint and then the race. So I'm happy to just have a normal race weekend. Imola, it's one of them circuits that, again, it's not my best circuit. We're sort of better in the second half of the season, but you will join me as we head straight into qualifying, as I get my practice sessions done, get the setup of the car, and then we will see where we're at in our first run in Q1.
Welcome along, everybody, to Imola, just down the road from Ferrari HQ, and they know a thing or two about pace, and pace today is king. It's qualifying day, and it's great to have you with us.
So, we have completed practice. We've got a setup on the car that I'm happy with. We went fastest in practice 1 on the soft compound tyre, so I'm hoping for a good qualifying session here today. We're going to be going straight out on the soft compound tyres, and we're going to take as much fuel out of the car as we can, and let's see what sort of lap we can get set around here in Imola. A 1:59, we've gone quickest here so far, and there's even quicker lap in it. I could definitely feel it. So I hope that's enough to get us through Q1. So at the end of qualifying 1, it is myself in P1, Sergio Perez P2, and Max Verstappen P3, with Kevin Magnussen getting out of Q1 in 13th position. The setup on this car feels absolutely amazing. In comparison to Miami, the setup is night and day different. A lot less draggy, we're quite good in the corners. And let's see what we can get out of Q2.
And that's P13.
A 1:15.7, and there's arguably much more time in it than that. I had an issue in the final corner there, which meant that I wasn't feeling that comfortable, but there is definitely more time in this lap.
Less than 1 lap of fuel left now, the tank's pretty much empty.
So at the end of qualifying 2, it is Charles Leclerc P1, myself P2, Oscar Piastri P3, but the shock of qualifying 2 there is that Lewis Hamilton has been knocked out there in 11th position. Kevin Magnussen's got 13th on the grid, that's great for him. Carlos Sainz almost getting knocked out there in 10th. What a lap from myself, and I still feel like I've definitely got a few temps in the bag in the last 2 corners. So let's see if we can't get it on pole position for Q3. A 1:14.888, and I don't hazard to say that that is going to be a pole position lap if I have ever seen one. That was a cracking lap there from myself. Unbelievable. I'm very happy with that. If that's what's going to put us on pole position for this Imola Grand Prix, I'm very proud of it indeed. I think that lap is probably the best one out of the whole weekend that I've pulled together there, and there's probably still a little bit of time left in that lap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this car around to the garage, I'm going to have a look at the timing boards, and I'm going to see where we're at from there, because I'm very happy with how that was all put together, I must say.
With qualifying wrapped up now, we have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race. Welcome once again to the Autodromo Internazionale Enzo e Dino Ferrari. The clue's in the name. This is very much Ferrari home turf, and the locals will be out in force today to support their team in what we hope will be a magnificent spectacle of motorsports. On then to the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. One lap of Imola, anti-clockwise of course, unlike most Formula 1 circuits, will take our drivers round 3.1 miles of track. 19 turns, 9 right-handers and 10 to the left. Drivers will need to be precise at the hairpin at turn 7, given the subsequent uphill section. Without a good exit from that corner, they'll lose a lot of time on that stretch. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Jackson lines up on pole position, and Oscar Piastri completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Norris, Leclerc, Sainz, Russell, Fernando Alonso, Perez, Joe, Hamilton, Bottas, Magnussen, Stroll, Albon, Sargent, Ocon, Gasly, Tsunoda, and Daniel Ricciardo fills the last spot on the grid. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. And alongside me here today in the commentary box, Anthony Davidson. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, for them, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves. They chat to their engineers, absorbing that information, that vital information that you need to carry you through the race. And, those pre-race rituals are essential to making things systematic. We do a lot of Grand Prix in a season, and the more systematic you can be, the easier you are within that environment.
Okay, this is our engine supplier's home Grand Prix, which means there's a lot of very important people here behind the scenes. I'd love to give them a strong result to watch today, plus a good result might make my post-race meetings a little bit easier.
So it is 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 lights. And away we go for the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix, and we've got a great start there ahead of Verstappen. You can see we pulled off the line amazingly on that medium compound tyre. Verstappen slotting in behind with Piastri trying it, but not able to get the move done. But he is able to get the move done on his teammate there, Lando Norris. And as we streak off 4 tenths into the lead there over Verstappen, this is quite a Grand Prix for myself. I've done quite good work here with the setup to make sure that this car feels the best it can around this Imola GP circuit. Now, fun fact, the first Grand Prix in Imola was held in 1980 as the Italian Grand Prix, and it was the San Marino Grand Prix from 1981 to 2006, and then the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix from 2020 onwards. The lap record around here at a 1 minute 15.484 set by Lewis Hamilton in his Mercedes in 2020. And another fun fact for you there, the most pole positions around this circuit is Ayrton Senna with 8 pole positions. Now obviously this is the track where Ayrton had his fatal crash, which that respects were paid this last weekend when they the weekend before last when Sebastian Vettel done his track run around Imola and all the drivers were involved. So we're heading on to lap 5 here. We're approaching the pit window and we're going to be going on to the hard compound tyres on lap 7. Also, who do you think has the most wins around Imola? The answer is Michael Schumacher with 7 wins. And it's a good track to race, this one. It's one that I haven't raced too much. The pole position run to turn 1, the braking point's 553 meters, and the safety car probability is actually 100% in the vital statistics there on the Formula1.com website. That basically means there will be a safety car every race. I can't spoil it for this race, but there is definitely no safety car. So the pit stop time loss here is quite a long one for Imola. It's 29.01 seconds. So as we head into the pit lane here, ahead of Max Verstappen on lap 8, Verstappen's inner Sainz go past, Piastri goes past, Russell, Zhao, Perez, Stroll, Magnussen, all going past me there with Gasly, Sargent, Ricciardo going past, and that's going to be P11 on the road for us. This was a good race a couple of weekends ago. We had Lando Norris pushing Max Verstappen all the way to the checkered flag, and it was quite an entertaining one. And then we had Monaco, and that was very not entertaining. It's Monaco next time out for myself. That's a track I am absolutely terrible at. chances are we're not even going to make it through the full Grand Prix as we go on to the outboard helicopter shot here. Now, this is one of my favourite shots in Formula 1. Absolutely beautiful, the helicopter following us around the Emilia Romagna circuit here as we come through the trees and head up to the fast left-hander, into the other fast left-hander here, where George Russell actually binned it into the wall under a safety car, I believe in 2018 or 2019. Not very good for George Russell. I think Ericsson may have hit us as we go over the chicane there with the sausage curbs on it, where Charles Leclerc actually had a little spin there a couple of years ago. 2022. As we head on to lap 13 here, I have got a 7.4 second gap over Verstappen, and you could just see a little bit of wobble come out the car as we come through turns 2 and 3, and we head down now into the really fast left-hander into the right, and oh, I've got it all a bit wrong there, and we're out onto the gravel there. But with the gap that we've able to open up on Verstappen, it's not too bad. But as you can see, the tyres got a lot of dirt on them. We've got sparks flying out the bottom of the car there. And when the gap has actually dropped to about 5.8 seconds as we head on to lap 15 here. And to come around the final corner, a little bit of a slide there as we head onto the final lap of the race. And it's going to be a fantastic, fantastic win here. Absolutely ahead of the field, top of my game here with this setup at Imola. The car couldn't feel any more on rails, even though I did just go off the track a couple of laps ago. You know, even some trains go off track sometimes. So this is my favourite little turn here. Left, full speed, into right, full speed. Little bit of a slide coming out of there. Jeff wants me to get a lap time of a 120.511. We're absolutely going to smash that. Our best lap is a 116.7, and we've only been probably lapping a second or lap less than that on the hard compound tyres after the pits. Big slide out of that turn there as we head down to the right hander, full speed, slam on the brakes and absolutely put the throttle on as we head up towards this little chicane here, and it's going to be a quick right left. Oh, well, I've gone over the curbs there, exceeded the track limits, but the FIA aren't going to do too much about that. What are you going to do? Slap me with a 5-second penalty? I'm still going to win the race. And so from coming in, I can't remember what it was, P14, 15 last race, to absolutely top of the field this race. What a fantastic, fantastic performance, and the Haas team should be very happy with that. Yes, very happy with that, very happy.
Fantastic drive, that's just fantastic.
Whew.
Amazing.
Bit boring out front there. That's what we like. Come on. Yes!
And that's it then for the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. And what a sensational victory they've managed to pull off here.
I mean, it looked like they were in a different category at points during the race, led every lap. I mean, what more can we say?
Today was another great race and an even greater victory for Haas. Here they come now to step out onto the top of the podium. They'll be incredibly happy with today's result. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Well, thank you very much for watching, guys. That is the end of this episode of Formula 1 2024 Career Mode. Yeah, what a race. I mean, you know, in comparison to what we got, you know, last race, it's absolutely incredible. The difference between that race and this race is it's unbelievable, really. You know, able to make that much of a difference in one weekend is incredible, and I can all put it down to the setup of the car. And thank you guys for watching, and as always, I've been the ProdigyCraft, and peace out, my friends.